Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing? I'm making this video about my TTR 230, brand new, 2015. Basically, I looked all over YouTube for someone that modded a bike exactly how I plan on doing it, but I didn't find any. Therefore, I decided to help those of you out by making this video. Basically, the mods that I decided to do are pretty basic mods. I'm going to do a new exhaust. I'm going to rejet it. I'm going to open the airbox up. And I'm going to change the gearing. Alright. Also, I'm going to add a battery tender. And I'm going to add a headlight. So, the reason I'm doing this is basically because the way a TTR comes out of the shop is it doesn't feel like it should. In my opinion. It doesn't feel like it's geared right. If like first and second gear just don't feel like, literally first gear you get up to about 3 miles an hour. Second gear you get up to about, I don't know, 11 miles an hour. And then by the time you're in third gear, you're actually moving. So I know the bike has the potential power because I've verted on the highway. I got it up to about 65 miles an hour. You know, so third, fourth, fifth, and sixth gear, they all feel fine. It's just something's not right with the way it's geared, or something's restricted. So basically, I plan on having this bike feel the way I think it should feel, and I'm doing so by regearing it and by doing a new exhaust. So what I decided to do was, the exhaust I got a big gun. Now, an aftermarket exhaust might not be necessary. You could still open this thing up simply by drilling out the spark arrestor and removing the baffle of the stock pipe. You know, you could just remove this baffle right here. You could take this cap off, pull the spark arrestor out, drill that out, and you know, of course, you're gonna have to rejet it, which I'm gonna do as well. But I wanted to go with an aftermarket exhaust because basically I'm just looking for that low grumble. I'm looking for like the nice sound. But not only that, if you look at the big gun, you can't really see it too well, but that diameter right there, that's the diameter that's going all the way through to the pipe. And then you got this header. The header's lighter than the stock header. I don't know if the header was necessary, but I decided to just go with it anyway. I'll take the weight reduction, and you know, I figure it's going to be a little bit better than stock. But I think the main thing is going to be just the open, free-flowing air of the exhaust. But anyway, if you don't have the money to buy an aftermarket exhaust, as I said, you could simply remove the baffle and drill the spark arrestor. You can look at the links below. They're not to my sites, but they're the sites that I did my research on as to how to do all that. Also, I decided to go with a 14 tooth countershaft sprocket. So that's a stock 13, stock 49. I'm going with a 14 for now, and if I need to go any more, I'll change the 49 down to a 47 or a 46. Before I put this other exhaust on, I just want to give a quick sound clip of what the stock exhaust sounds like with the baffle in. Alright, so I just put my 14 tooth countershaft sprocket on. I just wanted to point out one thing for those of you who are doing this. This master link right here. Where's it at? Master link. There it is. See that master link there? For those of you that are new to the dirt bike thing and you have never removed or you know, redid something like this, I kind of assumed the master link would be a simple pop it off with a pair of pliers or a screwdriver or something, pop a new one on, but it turned out not to be the case. In order to get that master link off and on, I actually had to go out and buy myself one of these things. One of these chain pressing tools. I mean, I guess you don't have to. I know guys don't use these, but in my opinion, I literally spent 2 hours trying to get the original master link back on. And you know, I was using vice grips, I was using a hammer and a screwdriver, I was doing everything I possibly could. I could not get the frickin' master link back on to save my life. And here's actually my old master link clip right here. See how it doesn't close all the way? I didn't think that was right. I mean, I got it back on, but it wasn't closed all the way, so I didn't think that was right. So I didn't want to risk it, so I went to the shop. I bought myself a new master link, and there is no gap right there. And I also picked myself up one of these tools, these chain press tools. And basically the way this thing works is you kind of just, one side of the tool goes there, one side of the tool goes there. You kind of just stick it right in there, you clamp it down, it pushes the two plates together. Pushes these two plates together of the master link to the set designated space. And I didn't use calipers or anything to measure the space. I just eyed it up to make sure that the plates, once pushed together, look the same as all the rest of the lengths of the chain. And once you see that it is that length, the clip slides on very easily. You just pop the clip right on there. And you might have to take a screwdriver or something just to give it a little push, but the final master link clip right there. This thing doesn't have the best lighting. Oh wait, I have a light here. Yeah, see, there's the master link clip right there. See how it's nice and closed on there? That's what it should look like. And then from the top view, it should have the same width of plate spacing as all the rest of them. You see? Once you pop the master link back on, make sure you put grease on the. Make sure you use grease before you pop that master link back in. That way, those rollers are rolling around nice and easily in the chain. You want to make sure that the master link isn't too tight. There's no kink in there. Make sure it moves freely. Grease helps that out. So yeah, this is the 14 tooth countershaft sprocket. Another thing about this is this countershaft sprocket had a little, it was like a chain guard thing that goes up like this, but you can't get this back on with the 14 tooth countershaft sprocket. So this white thing is just basically in case your chain snaps, it'll hopefully protect it from whacking against your engine, whacking against your crankcase there. But this won't go back on. So basically what I need to do is I need to file this down. There's actually a line there. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to file it to that line. That's going to be kind of a pain in the ass to do, but that's what I need to do in order to get that white piece. But for now, you know, you can still ride it without that on there. That's just an extra precautionary measure. So I'm just going to put this case back on here without that white protector thingy on here for now, and good to go. Once you do this, the chain tension, it's going to get a lot tighter, so the wheelbase is going to go forward. And as you can see here, I'm only on about the 4th notch up. If you count from where the notches start, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where the little pin goes. 4 notches up, and then it's the same on the other side. And then when I tighten this thing up, I had both this side equal set to 4 notches and that side set to 4 notches. That gave me the proper chain length, or the proper chain slack. Before I tightened, I put a rag in the in between the sprocket and the chain, and I rolled it all the way back, rolled the wheel all the way back, so the chain was super tight. So the chain was as tight as it could be. This side and that side were set to the same notch. I tighten it up, and then I remove the rag. I rechecked my chain tension, which is in between 1 3/4 inch and 2 1/4 inch, I believe it was. I have it set just at about 2 inches. If you take a measuring tape measuring in the direction of where the chain moves, you should measure. No, I have it at 2 inches, which is a good chain tension. Alright, so I got the sprocket on, got my new exhaust on, got the header on, got the new muffler on. I mean, the exhaust came as one whole package, header and the exhaust pipe. Pretty easy installation there. Note for when you are putting on these header bolts, after you get the old one off and put the new one on, that's of course if you decide to go with the header. When you tighten these on, do not over tighten them. Do not over tighten them. I'm an idiot, and I over tightened one of the bolts, and one of the bolts snapped off, and I was forced to try and figure out how to get a snapped off bolt out of the engine block. Luckily, I was able to use one of those easy out things. One of these things right here. Reverse thread. You put your drill on reverse, drill it into the broken off screw, and then put the drill in forward, and then that pulls the bolt out. It wasn't so easy to get out, but with persistence and about 45 minutes of trying, I was able to get it out. Lesson learned, do not over tighten stuff when you're working on a motorcycle. I'm not a pro mechanic by any means. I'm new to all this stuff, so I had to learn the hard way. Fortunately, I was able to get that broken bolt out. So anyway, got the countershaft sprocket on, got my chain tightened to the proper chain slack, got the rear wheel aligned like I said, got my exhaust on. Now I took the carb off, and basically I'm putting bigger jets in. I already put the jets in. I have the old jets laying around here somewhere. Here they are. Here's one of the old jets. Comes out with a flathead screwdriver. And here's the old main jet. Comes out with a just a regular wrench. I just used an adjustable wrench. And it's pretty easy. All the part numbers for everything that I used and all the sizes and everything are going to be in the description of this video. One thing to note, when you're putting in these new jets, again, do not over tighten. All the way down there in that hole right in here is the one jet, and there's the other jet. So 1, 2. Do not over tighten. You do not want to break one of these bad boys off like I did with my exhaust header bolt. Be very careful. Then the other thing was this right here. This is the mixture screw. You see that down there, right where my finger is? In order to get to that, I had to remove, sorry about the shaky camera here, I had to remove, there was a cap here because they don't want you screwing. There was a cap right, where is it? See that? This cap was right in there blocking that mixture screw. You have to drill that out. I provided you with a link showing you where I got the idea for all these mods, and it shows you in that link that you have to drill this out. That's your mixture screw. I haven't tried it on the bike yet with the new jets yet, but everything that I read on Thumper Talk and other forums says that when you put these new jets in, the proper adjustment for this screw is first you screw it all the way in clockwise until it's seated, until it won't go anymore. Again, do not over tighten. Screw it all the way in, and then you screw it out 2 full turns. So since it's a flathead blade, I just used the direction of where the slot was to determine how many 2 full turns was. So it was facing this way, I believe, at the fully seated position. 1, 2 full turns out. New jets in, not over tightened. So I'm going to just put this back together with the 4 float bowl screws, and I'm going to reattach it to the bike, and I want to see how this thing runs. Oh, one more thing I'm going to do. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this snorkel right here, cut that out, and then I'm going to drill a bunch of holes right in the airbox, right where the light's flashing. Bang, 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 bang. Drill a whole bunch of holes. And in the link that that's provided in the description of this video, you'll see exactly where I got that idea. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm also going to remove this screen. Where's that screen at? See that screen right there? Right in front of the airbox. It's hard to hold the light and the camera. See that metal screen? I'm just going to pull that out. Alright, bike is almost back together. I still have my one mod I want to do to it. I want to put the headlight on there. So I actually think I might take this thing for a ride before I go and put the headlight on. I'm not sure. But anyway, I got everything done. I got the carburetor back on, exhaust. Let me get my flashlight here so you could see a little better. So I did the Airbox Mod, removed that snorkel, drilled a bunch of holes right here. Got that Swiss cheese look going on, all that airflow going in there. Removed that screen, which was right in front of the air filter before. That was just one of the things that the link says to do. And make sure that when you drill these holes in the top, you clean out your airbox real good before putting the air filter back in. Air filter, yeah, you don't want anything getting into your engine, so make sure you do that. What else? As far as taking the carburetor apart and putting the carburetor back together, a couple things to note. I got new bolts that screw in the these were the bolts that came with it, and as you can see, that one was stripped out. I think 2 out of the 4 bolts I stripped out. That one's okay. But 2 out of the 4 of these bolts I stripped out, they was just in there so tight because it has these lock washers on there. If you can see that. It has these lock washers. So I went and I got 4 new bolts that were the same size, only they were Allen. So I could use a 3mm Allen head, like so. Next time I need to take this carburetor apart. And I also went and I got myself a couple packs of these lock washers here, wherever they're at. I don't know where they're at. Oh, here they are. A couple packs of these lock washers because you don't want those bolts coming loose on you. I would have just used these, but for some reason you can't get these lock washers off of these bolts. I tried, but whatever, it was only 84 cents for 2 packs of lock washers at Home Depot. Also, there's one other thing. I had a problem with the gasket once I took the float bowl off. Here's the gasket for the float bowl right here. For some reason, I don't know why, I didn't use any solvents on it, I didn't use anything else, but when I took the float bowl off and I tried to put it all back together, this gasket would not fit into the groove. I don't know why. I tried jamming it in there, it just wouldn't do it. I have no clue why. So I went to the Yamaha dealer today, and luckily they had one in stock. So for $8 I got a new one. It fit perfectly in there. Sealed the carburetor right up, and it was good to go. Alright, now for the last part of this whole thing. This is the Headlight Kit. It came with this. I got the blue one. They had options of blue and white. They have other ones online too if you want different colors, but I got the blue one. I like the way it looked. According to the wiring diagram, you're not going to be using this upper light up here. There's no wiring. I guess this is the high beam, but it only shows wiring going to this light for some reason. But basically the installation of this thing looks pretty easy. Where's the switch at? Here you go. Switches around here. Basically they have you this lead. One of the leads goes to there, one of the leads goes to there, nothing goes to the middle. This wire gets spliced into, I'm not going to explain this exactly because they give you directions with it, but one of the wires it's already into the bike, one of the brown wires, you splice that. So connect that lead there, connect that lead, third wire gets spliced into the wire existing on the bike. This ground wire, the ground clip goes right where the old bolt goes, because the old number plate was held in by a bolt, so they conveniently give you a ground wire that you can put right in the place of that old bolt. And then as far as mounting it, they give you these rubber, these little rubber things that have little nubs on them. 2 of them on each side, you know, and then they give you a little, nice little plastic bracket, which is what the nubs are going to go through. Do the simple wiring, connect the simple switch right here, right to the left side of the handlebars, and all in all, it looks like it should be about a 10-minute job. Pretty simple. And then I'm going to have a nice headlight on my bike. Alright, now the finished bike. I'm going to all put back together. Got the new exhaust pipe on there. I took the stickers, the TTR stickers off the sides of the bike because I just didn't like it saying TTR on there. I don't know why. Something about TTR just, I don't know. I just don't like it. Got the headlight. Headlight was pretty easy. You have to have the ignition switch on in order to work the headlight, but boom, headlight on, headlight off. Turn that ignition off. Alright, so let's start it up. Pull out the choke here. Ignition on. Choke is all the way off now. From the factory, this bike requires, you have to have the choke on for like 10 minutes or something. This now, choke was on for what, 20 seconds, 30 seconds? Now the choke's completely off. Bike's running great. Sounds good. Looks cool. Has a headlight. Now I just got to take her out and see how she rides. Alright, so I'm out here in the woods. Riding here felt great. Oh my god, this bike feels like a brand new bike. I don't know how much the changing the gearing affected it or how much the uncorking it affected it. I know it's a combination of both, but I don't know if I want to regear in this direction further or not. Maybe I might want to go down in the back, since I don't want to go up anymore in the front, because then I won't be able to put the cover back on. But it feels great. It feels like a brand new bike. So I'm going to try and give you a rider's perspective. This isn't a GoPro, so I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this. But let me try and attach this camera to the bike, and I'll see if I can take off here. You know what? I can just hold the strap in my teeth as I'm riding. Sorry for the crappy video. I wish I had a GoPro, but it's the best I got to try and give you a before and after of this bike. So here you go. Feels like a brand new bike. Love it. Wow. So, yeah, that's a completely new bike now. It feels to me how a motorcycle should feel. Damn, really happy. So anyway, you can get the same exact power and all that, blah, blah, blah. You probably, if you don't need to get the exhaust, you can do the same thing if you just remove the baffle and drill the spark arrestor. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to be the exact same power. I don't know if the big gun gives it that much more horsepower. I think the main thing is the fact that it can breathe better, which can be accomplished by removing the baffle and drilling the spark arrestor and drilling out the airbox and rejetting. So, you know, are you going to get that same power? I don't know. But as all I know is all the stuff that I did to this bike, I love it now. Holy crap, I love this bike now. So that was honestly my first ride on it since I've done these mods. So this video, you guys are just as new to this as I am. So if you have any questions or anything, just ask in the comments section of this video, and I'll be glad to answer anything I can. Alright, thanks a lot.